The Simpsons Season 26 broke new ground by crossing over with two other big animated sitcoms. Family Guy, once seen as a heir to The Simpsons' throne, and Futurama, created as was The Simpsons by cartoonist Matt Groening. We all love the sensational crossover between Family Guy and The Simpsons. You know how we roll. In this video, we will highlight a quick run through some of the really interesting The Simpsons collaborations with other shows and movies. This is a list you don't want to skip, and let's roll. We're going to start this list with A Simpsons, A Star is Burns. Springfield is declared the crappiest city in America. The people of Springfield decide to host a film festival and invite famous critic Jay Sherman to judge their efforts.
Our first film is by Indian director Apu Nahasapima Pedalon. Bright lights, beef jerky.
Help! Help! Police!
Hey, I got problems of my own right now. Oh boy, this is gonna get worse before it gets better.
You'd be forgiven for not realizing that this is one of the most greatest crossovers, given that the critic Jay Sherman's show was eventually canceled after 2 seasons before experiencing a brief web interval in the year 2000s. Despite this underrated execution, with Sherman feeling like a natural addition to the sprawling ensemble, the crossover proved controversial with The Simpsons creator Matt Groening, who felt it sullied the integrity of the show. Regardless, Boo Earns, the Barty's art house film, Pocahontas, are definitely fan favorite moments.
Smithies, are they booing me?
No, they're saying Boo Earns.
Are you saying boo or boo earns?
At number 7, we have 24 Minutes. Working with the Counter Tracy unit, Bart and Lisa race to stop a stink bomb from detonating at Springfield Elementary bake sale, encountering Jack Bauer and Chloe O'Brien along the way. Adopting the style and storytelling techniques of Fox's 24, this episode is an accurate parody but loses some of The Simpsons' usual charm amid clever pastiche. Nonetheless, it's a fan favorite, with Kiefer Sutherland's extended cameo among the best that the show has to offer, and the juxtaposition of the thriller format, which fairly mundane setting, is intellectually pleasing, even if it doesn't necessarily translate into righteous laughter throughout. Number 6, Mission Impossible. In this episode, Homer pledges money to PBS that he doesn't have, incurring the network's wrath, and flees the country to become a missionary in Micronesia. This episode is probably the most potential crossover that the show has ever done, praising PBS despite the Fox network, and undermine Fox owner Rupert Murdoch's alleged attempts to eradicate public broadcasting. As such, it's not the most outwardly funny episode, but features biting satire, Betty White, and a slew of PBS-related cameos such as Mr. Rogers, the Teletubbies, and various Sesame Street characters. It also ends on a wonderfully meta note, with Fox running their own pledge drive. Bart pledges money, and Murdoch states that Bart has saved the network. In Homer's response, would it be the first time? Next on the list, we have Brick Like Me.
Oh, Brick me! Leave me alone!
Homie, wake up! You're having a nightmare.
The best part of every day is waking up to your smiling face.
Here we see Homer waking up in a world where Springfield and its inhabitants are all made out of Lego. Things take a turn when Lego Homer has visions of regular Homer and is forced to question his reality. While this episode could have been easily a cynical cash grab, it's surprisingly sweet and experimental, utilizing a different animation style than normal by rendering the Lego world with CGI. Though it doesn't feature any crossover characters, the episode captures the spirit and ethos of the Lego brand without sacrificing any of the comedy that makes Simpsons great. While it may feel a bit satire at the times, this episode comes to close replicating the part present in the show's glory run and should be praised for its inventiveness.
Who could build something awesome enough to save me? Oh! Oh!
Don't you even think about it.
You're going back where you came from, Denmark.
What is that thing?
I have no idea, but it's gonna kick his butt.
Are you curious to know our favorite crossover? Keep up, because you're halfway there. The next one is Angry Dad the Movie.
Maybe the headlines will cheer me up. That's opinion, not news!
Bart's web cartoon attracts Hollywood attention, and the subsequent short film adaptation is nominated for numerous awards, culminating in an Oscar. Like A Star is Burns, this episode is basically an excuse to run various sketches without having to contextualize them within the narrative, and oh boy do they get some big laughs. Toy Story, Wallace and Gromit, the triplets of Belleville, so much more, and there's so many crossovers. And while it's not a formal crossover, the plot centers around a televised awards season that Hollywood foreign press are name-checked, and the episode features a horde of famous guest stars, including Halle Berry, Russell Brand, and Ricky Gervais.
Someone totally needs a hug.
I kissed a girl and I liked it.
Number 3. Perhaps the most lackluster crossover effort in Simpsons history is the cast of American Idol appearing on the show in 2010's Judge Me Tender. The season finale of season 21 can be best described in 2 words: ratings grab. Of course, that's generally true almost any crossover, but in the case of the American Idol's go at it, it was particularly blatant. However, being on the same network was something the producers couldn't ignore, and a straightforward crossover where all the judges showed up on The Simpsons and Moe became a new judge on the show was filmed. While Moe being a mean judge was good for a laugh, and Cowell's ploy to trick him into toning down his criticism works, and the episode was overall just a celebrity-filled letdown, more Willem Hung than Kelly Clarkson or Carrie Underwood. This episode really sparked a couple of controversy among the fans of The Simpsons.
Yeah, let's go, dog.
Hey guys, don't you wish your boyfriend was hot like me? Don't you wish your boyfriend was a freak like me? Don't you?
This takes us to the next crossover. Number 2, Futurama. Matt Groening's other show turned up on The Simpsons in season 26 as well, much like Family Guy. Only in this case, the shows melded together much more cohesively, helped no doubt by the fact that they share a creator. With Futurama yet again cancelled, it was only fitting that their older, more successful sibling bring them back for one day at least. While The Simpsons got more of the acclaim, Futurama was oftentimes the more innovative, funnier show. The plot of the crossover episode, entitled Simpsons-Rama, is simple. Bart, having unwittingly unleashed a horde of mutant bunnies in the future by adding his DNA to a time capsule, is blamed for whatever is more or less the apocalypse. Bender is sent back through time to kill Homer, Terminator style, as Homer has mistakenly been identified as the sort of the rabbit creature's DNA. Only he can't do the job because he and Homer have become friends. Much more organically funny than The Simpsons guy, Simpsons-Rama might as well rank as the single greatest crossover The Simpsons has ever had, were it not for the next and final entry.
Thanks, pal.
At number 1 we have The Simpsons guy. The Griffin family flee their hometown after Peter angers the locals, but their car is stolen and they end up stranded in Springfield, crossing paths with the Simpsons. Though the majority of this crossover takes place in Springfield, make no mistake, this is a Family Guy episode and operates as such. Shock humor is the order of the day, and there's a lot of it considering the extended 44-minute runtime. The episode frequently acknowledges that the crossover is ill-advised, but unfortunately, that doesn't make it any funnier. Some of the sequences, such as the sexy car wash montage with Peter and Homer, are mildly disturbing, while others are downright offensive. At the end of the day, Family Guy is generally mean-spirited, while The Simpsons, at best, is defined by its warmth. The two sensibilities clash horribly, creating a cringe-inducing, if memorable, crossover. And on that note, we draw the con on today's video. Let us know if your favorite crossover was in this video, and remember to like and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next video. Until then, take care.